everyone, this is Pallavi, and today we are jumping into the 19th game of the book, The Most Instructive Games of Chess Ever Played by Irving Chernev. This one is called The Seesaw Check, Zugzwang, and Other Tactical Tricks, played between Kupferstich and Andreassen in Denmark in 1953. And the opening played was the Vienna game. This game has a bit of everything: wild seesaw, checks, and a trapped king and rook, and a beautiful 10 move checkmate that is so clear even a beginner could follow it. Is it brilliant? Is it instructive? Honestly, it might just be the perfect mix of both. Let's dive in. So, white started with e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, and then bishop to c4. Knight takes e4. Now white played queen h5. This is better than taking knight takes d4 and then d5, where black regains the piece and keeps the initiative. Knight d6, attacking the bishop, and then bishop to b3. Knight c6, supporting e5, knight to b5. The threat of checkmate, kicks off with knight takes d6 and then checkmate on f7. g6, queen f3, now knight f5. Alekhine prefers f5, queen d5, queen f6, knight takes c7 check, king d8, knight takes a8, b6, with a strong, likely irresistible attack for black. Black played knight f5. Queen d5 threatens checkmate for the third time, but not the last. d4. Sorry, knight h6, and now white played d4. Clearly aiming for bishop takes h6 and then bishop takes h6 and then queen takes f7, checkmate. Such an obsession. d6, bishop takes h6 and then bishop e6, queen f3, bishop takes b3, white captured bishop takes f8. Black moved bishop a4, then bishop to g7, attacking the rook. Now black played a mistake. Rook to g8. Better was bishop takes b5, bishop takes h8, and then knight takes d4 with a slight advantage for black. But black played rook g8 and then bishop f6, queen d7, knight a3, protecting c2, knight takes d4, attacking the queen and the c2 pawn. Queen h3, queen takes h3, knight takes h3, and now black captured knight takes c2, check on the king. Black tries to grab a few pawns in exchange for the piece lost. Knight takes c2, bishop takes c2, rook c1. Bishop went to e4, and now white played knight g5. The attack on the bishop gains a tempo. Now black captured bishop takes g2. One might expect rook g1, but black can defend with bishop c6, then knight takes h7, and then king d7. White has a stronger continuation, which is rook takes c7. White sacrifices a rook to seize the 7th rank with the other. Bishop takes h1, and now knight takes f7. With 3 of white's pieces near the king, checkmate threats are inevitable. The immediate threat is knight takes d6 check, and then king f8, and then rook to f7, checkmate. Bishop d5, attacking the knight. Knight takes d6 check, king f8, and the bishop is protecting the square. So white played bishop g5, threatening bishop h6 check. Rook h8, and the king needs a flight square. Then bishop h6 check, king g8, and now white played rook g7 check. Only move king f8, and then white played rook c7 check. It may not be the fastest, but it doesn't change the fact that black is helpless. Black played king g8, and now white played knight c8. Even better was, bear with me, rook g7 check, king f8, rook takes b7, discovered check, King g8, rook g7 check, king f8, rook takes a7 check, the seesaw checks. King g8, rook g7 check, king f8, b4, e4, b5, e3, f takes e3, g5, black is just stalling, b6, bishop c6, and then b7, rook b8, then rook c7, king g8, rook c8 check, rook takes c8, pawn takes c8, and promotes to a queen with a check on the king. Only move bishop e8 and queen takes bishop, it's a checkmate. But white played knight c8, bishop f3, rook g7 check, king f8, and rook takes b7 check. Now he's on the right track. King g8, if king e8, then knight d6 check, king d8, and there is a checkmate in one move, bishop to g5. So black played king g8 instead, rook g7 check, king f8, rook takes a7 check. The seesaw can cause frightful devastation, says Nimzovich. King g8. Exchanging rooks while behind in material, does method in his madness, as we'll see. Rook takes a8. White could have won faster by rook g7 check, king f8, knight d6, bishop d5, and then a4, and then bishop c6, a5, e4, a6, e3, f4, e2, and then a7. And now if rook takes f7, a7, then rook f7 check, king g8. So it's a double check, so king needs to move, and then rook f8, it's a checkmate. If bishop b5, then rook b7 check, king g8, rook b8 check, takes, promotes to queen, and checkmate in the next move. If rook d8, then rook d7 discovered check, king g8, and rook takes d8 checkmate. If rook captures a2, then rook f7 check, king g8, and rook f8 checkmate. But after king g8, white played rook takes a8. This is also winning. Bishop takes a8, and now knight d6. The knight and bishop stalemated black's king and rook. I mean, the king and rook is trapped. They cannot move. And now black can only wait for the blow to fall. White forces checkmate by advancing his king to e7, then checkmating with the knight on f6, which reaches the square via e8 or via e4. Sorry, here. As black's bishop cannot cover both the squares. So the play would proceed as follows. Bishop d5 and then king d2. Bishop takes a2, king c3. Now the bishop will just have to move here and there. Bishop e6, king b4, bishop a2, king f4, bishop e6, king b6, bishop a2, and then king c7, bishop e6, king d8, bishop to a2, king e7, and then bishop d5, knight e8, bishop a2, knight f6, checkmate. Black could delay by sacrificing pawns, but without giving up his bishop, a stalemate draw is impossible. Therefore, after knight d6, black resigned. So, here are the key lessons from this game. Number 1, king safety. Both players emphasized king safety while executing attacks. Number 2, piece coordination. White's knight and bishop worked seamlessly to deliver checkmate. Number 3, pawn structure. Black's pawn sacrifices showed how pawn structure can aid or hinder defense. Number 4, initiative. White kept the initiative, forcing black into defense. Number 5, imposing threats. White's unstoppable threats kept black under constant pressure. Number 6, endgame mastery. The endgame showed how precision and patience lead to victory. And number 7, adaptation. Black's defensive attempts highlighted the importance of adaptability. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this game as well. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel to show some support. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.